In this video, I want to run us through equivalent fractions. So we know that a fraction is a part of a whole. So if that's one whole, and I divide it into two, and I colour in the top half, I've coloured in one part of the two available spaces. Now, if I then take the same shape and I divide it down the middle here, I now have four spaces. So 4 is our denominator. And of those four spaces, 2 of them are coloured in. We say that these are equivalent fractions because 1/2 is the same as 2/4. So if I offered you 1/2 of a chocolate bar and somebody else offered you 2/4 of a chocolate bar, you would still be getting the same amount. If I split these quarters again in half, now I have 8 equal spaces. So 8 is my denominator, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 coloured in. And again, 4 out of 8 is an equivalent number. Draw diagrams to work this out. So I'll show you some simple ways of working out equivalent fractions. So let's take a half, for example, as our beginning. If I want to find a fraction that is equivalent to a half with a denominator of 10, what I need to do is I need to work out how I get from a half to 10. Now, it has to be a multiplication or a division. So 2 times what is 10? 2 times 5. And if I do that to the bottom, I also have to do that to the top. So 1 times 5 is 5. So 5 over 10 is a half. I can find another equivalent fraction if I put the 50 on the bottom. So to get from the 2 to the 50, I would multiply by 25. I multiply by 25 on the bottom. I also have to multiply by 25 on the top. And 25 out of 50 is equivalent, the same as a half. It didn't matter if I did it from here or if I'd done it from here, because if I'd done it from the 10 to the 50, I would multiply by 5, and that would mean that I'd also have to multiply this 5 by 5, and that gives me 25. So we can multiply them to get bigger numbers, but I can also go to reduce or simplify our fractions. So if I have the fraction of 8 over 12, I can simplify that, but I can only simplify it with numbers that both of these go into. So the most obvious thing that both of these go into is 2, or 2 goes into them. So 2 goes into 12, so we'll divide both sides by 2. Divide that by 2, and we get 6, and we divide that by 2, and we get 4. So 4 6 will give you the same amount as 8 12. But this is still not our simplest fraction. We know that 2 also goes into these. So we'll divide them again by 2. And 6 divided by 2 gives us a denominator of 3. And 4 divided by 2 gives us a numerator of 2. We know that this is the simplest form because one of these, in this case both of these, are prime numbers. So they can't be divided any further. So if I had 16 over 20, I know I can go straight away. 4 goes into these. So I'm going to divide both by 4. So 16 divided by 4 gives me 4. 20 divided by 4 gives me 5. Now, 4 is not a prime number, but 5 is. We can't divide 5 anymore, so this is the simplest form that we can have. Okay, I hope that helps you find equivalent fractions and the simplest form.